All right, let's get into it. Every so often, a story just crawls out of the internet that is so weird, so deeply confusing, that it just instantly becomes a legend. And today, we are unpacking an all time classic, the story of Pasta Water Becca. And we're actually going to jump in near the end of the story with this one comment that just blew up on Reddit. Right away, it tells you two things. One, our main character has a very weird nickname. And two, this story took a crazy turn years after everyone first heard about it. So that's the big question, right? How on earth does someone get the nickname Pasta Water Becca? And why is her being pregnant such a huge deal online? Well, to get it, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning. So our story starts back in January 2021 with what really seemed like a normal, everyday bad roommate situation. At first, anyway. Okay, so here's the setup, laid out by her roommate, the original poster. Becca gets a nipple piercing. Big mistake number one, a friend does it, not a pro. So no surprise, it gets infected. She goes to a doctor who gives her some super simple advice, just clean it with a saline solution. Easy enough, right? Now, just so we are all crystal clear on what we're talking about, this is a saline solution. You boil water to make it sterile, you add some salt. That's it. It's safe, it's clean, and it costs basically nothing to make. The most important word here, the only word that matters, is sterile. And this is where the story goes completely off the rails. Becca decides she doesn't want to waste money or water making a fresh saline solution. Her logic? Saline is just salt and water. You know what else has salt and water? Be leftover water from cooking pasta. I think you can see where this is headed. Yeah, this slide just lays out the problem perfectly. A real saline solution is sterile, clean. Becca's solution, though, it's tap water filled with starch and whatever else was on the uncooked pasta. It's not for cleaning. It's a cloudy, warm buffet for the exact bacteria she's supposed to be getting rid of. And just when you think it cannot possibly get any worse. Oh, it does. Her roommate actually shared Becca's recipe for making pasta, and it defies everything. This isn't just about using leftover pasta water. It's about the truly bizarre way this water was created in the first place. I mean, look at this process. It's insane. Dry pasta in the pot, salt on top of the dry pasta, then cold tap water, and then she boils it all together. That pasta is just sitting in cold, starchy, salty tap water as it heats up. Never mind cleaning a wound with it. That's just a criminal way to cook pasta. So, naturally, her roommate was horrified and tried to say something. As you can probably guess, it did not go over well. And then, radio silence. For more than 3 years, the story of the pasta water piercing was just internet folklore, a cautionary tale you tell about bad roommates. But then, September 2024 rolls around, and the original poster comes back with an update that nobody could have predicted. The big bombshell update came down to one number, 7. Becca announced she was 7 months pregnant and claimed she had only just found out. The whole roommate situation was about to get way more intense. This news didn't just add a new chapter. It started a whole new, much more serious conflict that went way beyond questionable hygiene. So Becca's grand plan wasn't to, find a new apartment for her growing family. Nope. Her plan was to demand that her roommate move out. Immediately. She needed the room for a nursery, and the baby's father needed to move in. The problem? The roommate's name was on the lease, the rent was cheap, and she couldn't just up and leave. So she said no. Becca's reaction was, well, let's call it dramatic. According to the Post, she completely lost it and accused her roommate of ruining her motherhood experience. So now we've gone from a debate about hygiene to a full-on housing showdown. So when this update hit Reddit, people who remembered the original story came flooding back to the comments, and an internet legend was officially born. And there it is. Just like that, her title was cemented in history. People couldn't believe it, that the original poster was still living with the one and only Pasta Water Becca. The name stuck, and it instantly tied the bizarre past to this dramatic new present. And of course, the internet did what the internet does best. It brought the jokes. The puns were just flying. And this one, It's a Boyardee, was one of the absolute best. It just perfectly captured the culinary chaos of this whole situation. But underneath all the laughs, there was this genuine feeling of horror. This comment kind of captures that widespread concern people had about Becca's judgment. It's dark humor, for sure, but it gets right to the heart of why people were both so fascinated and so disturbed. And finally, this classic internet saying just summed it all up. The story of Pasta Water Becca, from start to finish, was so profoundly weird that for a lot of people, reading it just felt like a curse. It's one of those stories you just can't unread. So, what was it? What made this story, of all the crazy stories out there, blow up and become a piece of internet history? Well, it was kind of a perfect storm. I mean, this story has all the ingredients for a viral masterpiece. You start with something everyone can relate to, a bad roommate. We have all been there. Then you add a detail that is so uniquely weird, the pasta water, that it's impossible to forget. You let it sit for a few years, then boom, you escalate the stakes with a surprise pregnancy and an eviction notice. It's the perfect recipe for internet immortality. And this whole saga really just leaves you with one final thought. Becca genuinely thought she had found a clever life hack. Instead, she found a recipe for infection and internet infamy. It just makes you wonder, what's the most bizarre life hack you've ever come across?